Welcome back to the Padilla Family Homestead. This is another episode of the Every Bit Counts Challenge. This is week number 2. So week number 2 actually covers Saturday, August 3rd, all the way through Thursday, August 8th. So for Saturday's project, I had a little bit of time. We were spending some family time in the morning. I did some garden time and I closed that night. So what I did was I took a bunch of basil that I harvested. I needed to do that to kind of trim the basil anyway and encourage it to grow out. And the grasshoppers has started eating some of it. So I wanted to make sure I harvested what I could, stopped it from going to seed, and got it put away. This is not a huge amount of basil, but it actually is going to provide quite a few little meals. So what I did was I put the basil into my blender. I would have used my food processor, and I started to, but it was broken. It must have broken in the move, and I didn't realize it. So I have since ordered a new one, but we're using the Vitamix today. So all you do is wash your basil, put your basil leaves in there, add a little bit of oil to it, and blend it until it's the consistency that you want. When I say a little bit of oil, I just mean a couple tablespoons, depending on how much you're putting in, and go ahead and blend it up. Once it's blended, then you want to scoop it onto a parchment-lined cookie sheet into like tablespoons. It'll spread out a little bit. That's okay. The oil's going to help it not get so brown and weird from the freezer. There may be a little bit of browning still, but not a crazy amount. I thought I was showing you this in the next clip, and then I realized I wasn't on camera for it. So I will try to pop in right here a picture of the finished product. So we've already used a few of these, and I will definitely be making more with whatever remainder basil we have. I just pop it into a soup or a stir fry or whatever, and it's delicious. Okay, so Sunday, my husband actually had me take off. I had been pushing myself way too hard, and he said that no preserving today. So that worked out for me. So we skipped Sunday, and I went ahead and started something on Monday. And Monday was another work day, so I had a minor amount of time. I had spent some time in the garden harvesting, but I also had this cucumber that was really, really ripe. And so we decided to try to save the seeds for it. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to scoop them out and let it sit for a few days and see what floats, what doesn't float, try to get some of that gunk off before I do that. And so this project is literally putting some seeds into the water, stirring it around a little bit, getting the gunk off, and then letting it sit for a few days. Each day I stir it, trying to loosen the gelatin from around the seeds. And then later on, you're going to see me dry them out. Now, something I want to point out is I did not isolate the blossoms to this. And so the odds of this being crossed with our lemon cucumber or any of the other cucumbers that we had growing is very high. Now, I did take this from the center of the miniature white cucumber group, but I'm not guaranteed that this is going to be the exact same cucumber in the future. But saving seeds is one of the important parts of sustainability and making every little bit count. So this cucumber got away from us, so I just let it keep getting away from us, and then went ahead and put them away, got them ready to go. Okay, so Tuesday I ended up working on a project and got some broth going for a friend, and I fermented some jalapenos. I didn't get any video of me actually doing this, but they are done and they are fermenting. So Wednesday was my day off. I got all kinds of stuff done on this day. I took that chicken and the broth and made a soup and brought it to a friend who just had a baby. But I also, when I was out there harvesting, decided that I was going to harvest some of the lemon thyme and the English thyme and get those cleaned up. Now they were very, very dirty, so I let them soak a little bit, and then I really like swooshed them around and rinsed them, and then I let them dry a little bit in these paper towels. This is also the day that I took care of the cucumber. You don't want to let this sit for too long, otherwise the water will start to mold because of all the extra cucumber pieces in it. But you can see there's seeds floating. Those are most likely not viable, so I'm going to end up scooping those out, and some of the slime. And then the seeds that are on the bottom are more likely to germinate. I'm not saying they are going to for sure, but they're more likely to. What I may do is take one or two of these seeds that I dried out and try to germinate them, even though I know it's not gonna, I don't have time right now. Well, actually, I kind of do have time right now, but I already started cucumbers for the fall. So I could test that before I store these and see if these are going to grow or not. And then I know next spring I have those. So I just took a spoon. There's probably a better way to do this. This was just a simple solution for me. Stir it, see what still floats. And then I strain this out and I push some of the slime through the strainer. And I put this onto a paper towel, and I rinsed it too. After it went through the strainer, I rinsed it, and then I put them onto the paper towel, kind of dry it and spread them out, and then I label the paper towel so I don't forget what it is that I have drying. It is very important to label, because once you start saving seeds, you're going to have little piles of seeds everywhere, and you want to know what you're saving. Okay, so the next thing I did was I took this thyme and I laid it out on my dehydrator trays. I did not put it in the dehydrator. I was just using the trays to kind of lift it up. I put them on my chest freezer in my bedroom, near where the air conditioner blows, so it had good air movement, and I just let them air dry. You can dehydrate them, but I didn't see any reason to run more electricity and have these exposed to the heat. I just was going to let them air dry, and they turned out great. Thursday, my best friend and roommate was very busy in the kitchen, and so I didn't get very much done in the kitchen. However, Wednesday, that broth that I had made and made the soup with, there was still some broth left in the pot, so I added some more water. And I just kind of let this go on Thursday and work for me, which was beautiful. That's it for this week. We'll see you next Monday for the next Every Bit Counts challenge video.